HOD Creatives, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be making this beautiful satin fabric purse you're seeing right here on your screen. So if this is the first time you're coming across my video, thank you so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate your time and I hope you find this tutorial helpful. Do not forget to subscribe and like and drop your comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. So if this beautiful purse is something you know you really love to learn, then you need to keep watching. So let's get right into the class. Welcome back. So we are going to be making that cute little purse you just saw on your screen, and these are the materials we need for it. First, we need our fabric. This is a doll shiny face satin. You can use doll face, you can use mikado, you can use damask, you can use velvet, you can use even rustic, you can even use an Ankara fabric to make this purse. And the next materials is the trimmings. You can use any kind of, I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. I have some trimmings here, I have some pearls here, and then I have some bead for the handles. I don't know which bead, which color I'm going to use yet. Either this, I don't know yet. So you need this big pearls or bead, any size of this pearl is fine. You can even use crystal if you cannot use bead, and you can also use the fabric for the handle if you cannot get bead. Okay, then we need our pin for pinning. Then you need your gum to gum your pearls and your trimming. So you can either use your hot glue gum or your UHU gum. Any gum is fine. Any gum is fine. So I have some stones here also that I'm going to be using. They're just small stones also. So and the next measurement, the next the next material here is this is Dove what's it called? Wadding. This is wadding, and it's the thick wadding. It's a thick one. So it's either you use wadding or you use a carry board. This is a carry board. Just go ahead and cut out a circle. This circle is just around 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. So you just mark it round and cut it out. That's if you can get a Mako. You can use Mako, you can use this carry board, you can use a carton paper, even if it's carton. It's just for the base, to just have for it to have a base. And you cannot get it, just use your wadding. Wadding too is fine. You just cut out the same circle for the wadding. You are going to see where we are going to place it, and that's just it for the materials we need for this small little purse we are about to make. So let's cut. So all you are going to do now is to fold your fabric into two, like so. Then you measure and make sure you get the length you are going to be working with. I'm going to be working with 11 inches length, but if you want it longer, as in if you want it bigger than if you want it bigger than mine, you can just increase yours to 13 or 12 inches or there. And if you want it smaller, then you know what to do, just reduce the size to maybe 10 or 9 inches, depends on what you want. So here I'm going to be working with 11 inches. So after folding it this way, I'm going to fold it this way again. So I'll just fold it like so, and I have something like this, and I'll check if it's up to my 11 inches. Okay, it's up to my 11 inches. So I'll just pin to keep it in place so I can just mark it round. So I'll just take my chalk and mark the 11 inches round. So 11 inches, I'll just take it all the way around like so. So if you feel this measurement is too small, please increase yours, and if it's too big, just reduce yours. So you're done marking it like so, you cut it out. I just want to pin. So I'll just cut on that my 11 inches that I mark. So I just cut it out like so. So when I'm done cutting, I'm going to be cutting another of this for the lining. Now if you don't want to use the same fabric for lining, this is where you take the other fabric and cut it out for your lining. I'm just trying to trim out this excess. So I'm using the same fabric for my lining, so I'll just fold my fabric again, like so, and I'll just place my circle on it, and I'll pin. I open it up to place, so I fold it into two and I open it up to place. So then I'll just cut. Okay, so we have our fabric and our lining. So you just cut out 2 circles. 1 yard is enough for this purse. So the next we are cutting now is the small little circle at the middle. So I'll just fold in 4 inches is okay, or 3 inches is fine. 3 inches. So I'll just fold it again like so, and I'll pin. So I'll mark my 3 inches all the way around. 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. So you just curve it and you cut out. So when you're done cutting, you should have something like this. Then you cut out another one. You're cutting out 2 of it. So when you're done cutting this, so we're going to be putting this inside. You first sew it around and leave some space. You leave some space, then you put this inside and complete your stitch. That's for this. Then if you are using wording, you also cut out your wording round. What you are cutting out will not be as wide as this. It won't be as wide as this. So as you can see, there's like 1 inches allowance round it. There's 1 inches allowance round it, as you can see. So this is, so your wording also, you just cut it out. Okay, let me say, since this one is, we folded it into 4 and we use 3 inches all the way around. Now this one you can fold it and use 2.5 all the way around, or 2 inches all the way around to get this. You see that you use this, like I said, or you use this. So it's optional. Anyone you can get. And if you cannot get any of this, just double this fabric. You can make it into 4. You just make it into 4 and you're also good to go. So we'll now take this to our sewing machine. You sew this round and leave some space where you go in with your any hard something you are using. That's for this. And this also, we'll take it to our sewing machine and you front facing front, front facing front, put it on each other, you pin it down. So you pin, then you sew on a 1/2 inches allowance all the way around. Then you are going to be leaving some space, maybe like 1 inches space, where you are going to bring it out. So now I'll take this to my sewing machine, I'll sew it all the way around and bring it back, and I'll also sew this all the way around and leave some space here. So I've gone ahead and sew it round. So when you're done, you just give it a tiny notch like so. Make sure you did not cut through your seam. So you just notch it all the way around so that your circle can relax. So you just notch it round like so. So when you're done, this is my opening and I'm just going to come out from this opening. You just make your way all the way to the down, bring it out and pull out. That's all. So this is what we have. And this also, you can see I left this opening wide because what I'm putting inside is a little hard. But if it's something soft like this, you don't need wide opening like this. You can just leave 2 inches opening and just fold it and push it inside. But because this thing is hard, that is why my opening is a little wide like so. So I'll just turn it to the other side and I'm just going to fix this inside. So this is what we have. So I'll just take this to the sewing machine and I will close it back. I'll just close it back. So for this, I'll take it to the ironing table and I'll give it a good press. So I'll come back for us to continue. So I've gone ahead to iron it. So I've gone ahead to iron it, and this is how it looks. And I just folded this into two to get the midpoint. So I just fold it into two like so, and I iron it. So, and next you take your that pieces, and this is it, so you place it at the middle like so. So you take it to your sewing machine and top stitch it round. You top stitch it round. So you just pin it to that middle. So this is why I said if you are using something hard, you should leave up to 1 inches allowance. Because by the time you finish sewing, you need ½ inches to top stitch it down. So it's that ½ inches I'm going to use now. So I'll just take it to my sewing machine now, and I'll just top stitch it all the way around like so. So after top stitching, this is what we have. You can see. Now take note that our opening is still here. Do not close it. So when we are done now, you measure 2 inches all the way around. From the edge like so, you measure your 2 inches. So you take that 2 inches all the way around. You can use 1½ inches. You can use 1 inches. But I am using 2 inches. So you measure your 2 inches all the way around. You measure it round. So when you're done measuring the 2 inches round, then you will measure ½ inches. From these 2 inches, you measure another ½ inches. It's through that ½ inches you pass your rope. So you measure another ½ inches all the way around. I hope you understand. You measure your 2 inches first. After the 2 inches, then you measure your ½ inches round. You measure this ½ inches all the way around. You can see the 2 lines. From here 2 inches, from here ½ inches. I hope you can see it. So I'll measure that round. So I'm done marking. You can see my markings all the way around. Now take note of this. This I'm going to sew from this point. I hope you can see from this point here. I'll sew it all the way around to meet this point. So there's going to be another opening here. This is one opening here. This same place where there's opening before, you're still going to leave an opening here because this is where you're going to pass your rope. And this ½ inches is where you're going to fix your rope. So now you're going to sew from this point all the way around back to this point here, and you leave this 1 inches opening. Now for the ½ inches, you're going to sew it all the way around without any opening. So I'm going to do that, and I went ahead to cut out 1½ inches width of pieces. This is 1½ inches. The length I have here is any length is fine, just depends on what you want. So I have 47 inches length here. So you can use 47 also, you can use less than that, it's fine. So I'm going to take this to a sewing machine now and sew it all the way around. And also take this, fold it into to the wrong side, and I'll sew it all the way down, then bring it out to the right side. Okay, so I'm done sewing, and so the next thing we're going to do now is to fix our trimmings. So I'm going to be using this. Now you can use your hot glue gun, but I'm going to be using my UHU gum. So this is the inside and this is the outside. So we are going to be fixing it on the outside. So if you have any other trimmings you want to use, please feel free to do that. So I'm just going to place my gum around this down, just this part that we put the hard one. So it's the bottom part. So I'll just put my gum around it, and then I'll place my trimmings on it. So for this UHU gum, you give it some time to dry. It needs some time to dry. So you just keep going around like so. So since I need a little time for it to dry, so I'll just let the gum dry a little. So casted. So when you get to this other end, you just cut out the excess and burn it so that it does not lose. So you just put some gum and gum it down. So we are done with this part. So the next thing we are going to do now is to fix our pearls and some stones. So I'm just going to, we are fixing it inside this place, not this edge. But if you want to put it at the edge, it's fine. There's no, so I'm just going to gum it just randomly like this. And you can use any stones, please, anyone. It does not necessarily have to be what I use. So I'm just going to put it. So just put it scanty like so. You don't need it too much. And if you want to make it too much, it's your choice. Feel free to do you. So yes, I'm okay with the pearls like so. Then this small stone, I'll just put them in between like that. So all I need to do now is to put my gum and gum it down. That's all. So I'm done fixing the ones I want, not too much, just small. So this is what it looks like, and this is the inside. So the next thing is to fix our rope. You just use your, I use my safety pin to bring out this rope because it's very tiny. So you go in from this opening, you just go in like so, and from there you start going. If this is your first time of coming across my video, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to this our wonderful channel. And always comments, please drop your comments, like, share, and put on your notification bell so that when we post video, you'll be notified that a new video is up. So you just keep going. So when you get to the end, you just come out from here and you keep pulling. Okay, you can pull. Okay, so you make sure your rope is equal. Okay. So I'm just going to notch the edge like so. You can add fringe to this mouth, or you can put bead on it, whichever one is fine. So this is what we have, and the next thing we are going to do now is to fix the handle. So just arrange your ruffles, make sure they're equal. So the next thing is to take your thread and the bead you want to use. Okay. Okay, let me just use this and some brown that I have here. Okay, I have some brown here, so let me just use this. I'll just mix it with the brown. So you will just tack it down on one side and make sure you tack it very well. You know it's handle, so it has to be very strong. So you can tack it like 3 or 4 times. Okay, so you start putting your bead. Okay, let me just mix it too. Then the brown one. So you continue like that until you get to the desired length you want. So this is what we have. So you just continue like this until you get to the desired length you want. Okay, so I'm okay with this length. So the next thing, you just take it to the opposite side and you tack it down. So when you're done tacking, just pass your thread inside the needle, inside the bead, sorry, back, so that you will secure the thread properly. So into like 4 or 5 beads. And here we go, our purse is ready. So you can close the mouth as you want. And here is our purse, ready to be rocked. So we have come to the end. And for the, sorry, before I go, for the edge, this open edge, you will just pipe it, fold it down and sew it. Then the other side, you fold it down and you sew it. It's going to be opened. So, because that's where you close and open from. So, this is what we have. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.